Good morning, 11:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, December 31st, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I want to welcome everybody in. As you know, Michigan is on at 4 p.m. We'll watch them try to clinch their ticket to the national championship for the first time since 1997. So very excited about that. For the first time, I put on my undefeated shirt, 13-0. Wouldn't wear it until today. Big Ten champions. First time we've been 13-0 in program history. So we're going to play TCU tonight, and I think we have a better than not shot. I think we should be the heavy favorites, which we're 7.5-point favorites, but I take nothing for granted, as it's been a struggle for the last decade and a half for Michigan, almost 2 decades now. As I stated, we haven't won a national championship since 1997, so really excited about the game today. So mouth is feeling a tiny bit better, still very sensitive when I brush on it, but seems to be getting a little bit better. As you can see with XRP, we're sitting at 0.3426. We're still below a very key pivot level. We talked about it yesterday. I highly encourage you to watch the video from last night. 21-minute video or 22 minutes. The single most important video I've ever put out. I talked about the difference between Bitcoin and gold, the difference in store of values. If you would have put $10,000 on Bitcoin on January 1, 2021, we have a 1-year history now and a proven case study that I can now share. Bitcoin right now, if you use it as a store of value, you're down 66%, and your $10,000 is only worth $3,400. If you bought gold, gold is dead even from January 1st, 2021. We actually finished almost dead even. Your 10 grand would be worth 10 grand. So if you're talking about store of value, I would like my $10,000 to still be worth $10,000 1 year later. I don't understand how Bitcoin can be classified as a store of value like gold when my 10 grand would only be worth $3,400 right now. So for anybody who compares it like that, put that in your pipe and smoke it, because it's not an accurate comparison. Nothing can compare to real money, God's money, gold and silver. Store value stays there year after year. And even gold went down to $1,614 an ounce approximately, but got back up over $1,830 to finish the year. Bitcoin, on the other hand, was over 50K to start 2022, and now it's 16,591. I mean, that's all you need to see. One, you're down 66%. The other one, you're flat. Even in a high time of inflation, you're still even. Your dollar remains the same. That stuff you can't make up. And then as the dollar continues to crash, it'll continue to rise. Gold's entering its biggest bull market in history. Silver's entering an even bigger bull market. So pay attention to that video I put out, because that was the single best video I've ever put out. I talked about a lot of things in all markets, and I talked about a pure plan to buy your XRP in cryptos, commodities, and a 3-part strategy. So you better pay attention. If we look at the XRP chart, because obviously my mind is on other things besides crypto right now, but I still wanted to do this update. Technically, if we break back up how we are right now, we've got the 344 and the 348. And it's very critical, the 348, because if we don't break past the 348, which is right around the 200-day, and I'm going to have to show you my other chart just so it makes sense. Otherwise, you're going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Right here is the 344, I believe. And we got rejected initially, but we never broke down completely. We just don't have a lot of volume, but on a thinly traded weekend, would you be surprised if it came back up to 355, maybe the 371? I don't know if it can get back to 371 because we are thinly traded. We're not looking very bullish right now. But if we continue on this little channel, I mean, we've created a little formation here. We would be topping out here pretty quickly. Here, let's see if we can make something out of this real quick. Because this is not sustainable, not with the way it's being built right now. And I want everybody to see how close we are to running the course here. Because honestly, we're about to run the course here. It's just, it is what it is.
So it doesn't make sense, does it, that the most intellectual creature to ever walk on planet Earth is destroying its only home. And it seems to me there is some disconnect between
So let me get this lined up perfectly.
the human heart, where
So that's what we're looking at right now. That's basically what we formed. You can say we formed something like that, or you could come down from here and you could say this, but we broke down here, so I'd like to do it like this. So we have the uptrending support right at about the 342 level, the uptrending resistance at 347, approximately 348 is where we'd probably finish this out. So it's going to be, can we get rejected at the 348 ultimately? Will it come above there to the 355 and ultimately back to the symmetrical triangle at 371? Or are we going to get rejected here at 344 or the 348 level, which we're at right now? We're right on the 344 level. That's why it's very important to look at that level on this chart, because that's what we're actually facing. This is the imminent port right here. This is the imminent part of the pattern. And you can even come out right here and show, if you extend this out a little farther than we did on the last pattern, I want you guys to see these little forms that are being created, because we are topping out. And the reason I say that is because the volume is so atrocious right now. And yes, volume isn't everything. Some people say they don't give a shit about volume. I do. I actually do care about volume, because it gives you an overall sense of what's going on in the market. And you can see we're on the bottom side of this. So we're going to keep that downtrending resistance on there. I don't want to flood it up with that support level, because obviously you can see what I'm looking at. And right now, this is a very critical time. If you want this pattern not to break down and collapse over you, you got to get back above this 344 immediately. Immediately. You got to get back to 344 and then ultimately the 348, because right now this is playing out in a huge bearish continuation pattern. One could say we put in an inverted head and shoulders if this continues to play ball. It's a very small inverted head and shoulders, so it's not going to bring you to new highs or anything like that. But left shoulder, head, up to the right shoulder. Now, if it can hold, typically you would have some kind of return like this before a breakdown. And that could very well get you back up to the 358 or the 36 cent level. But ultimately, it would probably get rejected in here, have a cup and handle at 355 and break down. So those are your two scenarios if the inverted head and shoulder plays out. I would say it'd be more likely to break down at 355 rather than all the way back up at 36 or 365, but it's possible. And then obviously if we get rejected at the 344 or the 348, this is invalid. Even the 355 rejection would make this invalid. But I'd like to see a rejection at 344 or 348 to validate that rejection. XLM, we're just getting continuously hammered on XLM. I mean, could anybody have... I don't think very many people agreed with me when I showed these price targets and even lower for XLM, but now we're sitting at just about 7.1. I mean, you're talking XLM was over 70 cents or 65 cents at one point in 2021. That's a 90% decrease. So if you get 10 grand in XLM back in the start of 2021, you're not looking very good right now. Or in the middle or late 2021 or the start of 2022. So XLM, it's in its best interest to get back over 7.3, but it's showing no support. Showing no volume in the positive direction. So it's going to be very difficult for these patterns to just all of a sudden reverse here at the last trading. Now that the last trading day of 2022 is over, last day of 2022, right, Christmas or New Year's Eve right now, and with the lack of trading that happened on the last true trading day when the stock market and markets were open, of the futures and all markets for that matter, we ended on a very bearish note. I see a lot of people say, oh, well, we were slightly up, so that means 2022 is going to end. Are you off your rocker? I've got some stats for you real quick. So I took this this picture yesterday, so put this in your pipe and smoke it. The S&P year-to-date is down 19.4%. That's right, year-to-date, 19.4% when the markets closed yesterday. So for 1 year, the S&P 500 was down 19.44%, a 0.5% out of bear market territory. The NASDAQ was down 33.10%, or down 5,178 points in one calendar year, while in bear market down 33%. The Dow Jones is the one that I believe is going to have the biggest fall off in 2023. It's only down 8.78%. So collectively, you've got the S&P in one calendar year, 2022, the whole calendar year, because the trading session ended yesterday. This is the results, down 19.4% in 2022, the S&P 500. NASDAQ down 33.1% in 2022. Dow Jones down 8.78% in 2022. But remember what all the fudsters told you. We were going to go higher in the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow in 2022. Remember, we had a bullish end of 2021, they said. I was the only person here telling you that we were going to have significant losses in all of 2022, and we might not be able to right the ship until going into 2024 or even 2025. We'll see how 2023 plays out, but we've got a long road of volatility ahead of us. And to finish off with XL, if we don't break back over the 7.3 mark, we're going to be trending down to that 6.8 level before you know it. It's just that's what the way it is. And then we're going to be going even further. As you can see, DGB, it does this flat line like heartbeat trading, and then all of a sudden it'll pop up real quickly. And then what does DGB typically do? It has no support. We had some volume though. See? Volume. Volume. No sell volume right now. Looks like it's going to try to come back up to maybe the 8 cent. DGB does this quite often, and then we'll continuously break. But we've talked about if DGB doesn't break this uptrending support at 7.6, it can always pop back up to that 0.08. 0.8 of a penny. Yes, that's it. 0.8 of a penny for DGB. And you can see we're contending with this uptrending resistance right now. And now, if we can get past the 7.88 and the 8 cents, well, maybe you could get up to that 8.3 level. Maybe. It's very, it doesn't look great to get up to 8.24. But obviously that is a possibility. And then Bitcoin, and I'm going to release this. Bitcoin, we're flat still. We're just dead trading sideways. We've got this uptrending resistance that we really need to pass. If you don't want to be bearish, you got to be above the 16,700 as it continues this uptrend. Otherwise, you're going to get beaten down here. And eventually the beatdown is going to bring you. So right now we're between the support of 16,700. The support of 16,550 and the resistance of 16,700. You're going to find your way, whether it goes positive or negative here on this thinly traded weekend. If we break over 16,700, well, obviously we can try to make a move. And if it breaks under 16,550, look out below. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you want to show me some support, if you've gotten anything out of this video, and I even did a video at like 1 o'clock in the morning almost. I only got 244 views on the short, but the shorts don't do dick for a couple days. But the video last night, my most important video, I cannot thank you enough for the 1,500 views already in less than 20 hours and 192 likes. I encourage you to click on this video as it is the single most important video I've ever put out. A lot of information. And if you want to support me, because I don't take any special interest, no paid advertising or no paid promotions. I don't promote a product. I don't do special ad placement to gaslight a certain product so that you buy and then I get some kind of commission or I get paid to do a video. I don't accept any paid promotions of any kind. So if you want to show me that support, join me in Tom's Army at XRP Future Millionaire. Click that XRP Future Millionaire. It's $9.99 a month. We have 212 unbelievable members. I created special telegrams for you so that we can all connect as one. There's the Tom's Army. We've got the Precious Metals group. We've got the Futures Trading group. And then we got the links. We've got so much stuff here that it's all included for free. I created that as so many people joined Tom's Army. I had to do something special. And then if you want to join me on exchanges, MEXC, no VPN, no spot fees, and no KYC in the USA. It's up to 200x leverage, including on XRP's up to 200x as of mid last week. And I'm not promoting these because I get paid. I'm promoting these because I actually use these exchanges. BitGet, it's hard if you're a new user in the USA, but you can obviously use it with the VPN. And then Uphold's my most trusted. Hashtag the FUD stops here. Just high spot fees. So learn from my past mistakes.